Hey crafty friends, it's Alyssa with Crafting to Cope and I'm on today with a tutorial and a project share. So as part of my craft fair series, I've been sharing a lot of things that I've been working on. And again, I'm doing a lot of like smaller things this year. And I did make some hot cocoa packs. And so I just kind of want to show them to you today. I made kind of a combo. So I made ones that kind of are geared more towards kids. So I have, the Santa, the foam Santa. I have hot cocoa, candy cane, a chocolate, and a cute little spoon. So these are just a few of the ones that I have made and decorated. And I make mine pretty simple. What I like to do is just kind of make different varieties. So, there's some that boys would like, some that girls would like. And then I also this year tried to make some that were maybe less kid themed and more adult themed, because I have a lot of people that like to buy these and then they open up the back and take it out, put a gift card in there and seal it back up. And I thought it would make a cute little work gift with a gift card in there, or something like that. Or if they wanted to put to and from on it. So I made some that were more geared towards maybe adults or teenagers, just like a little less kind of childish, a little more pretty. So I made those, and now I'm going to go through how I make mine. There are so many different ways to make these. This is, again, another one of those classic crafts that I think everybody's done. So I'm just going to do my little spin on it. And so I'm going to go through the things that you will need if you want to do them the way that I do them. But again, there are tons of tutorials out there on how to do it. This is just the way that I do it because it seems to be the most cost effective for me, and I can get them done quick. So I'm going to go through the things you're going to need. You're going to need a paper trimmer. So I have that. I'm also going to have my corner rounder handy because I think I'm going to need that. I picked out some paper that I'm going to use. And what I did is I grabbed these two paper pads because I have nothing else that goes with these. So this is a great way to kind of smash some paper pads that I don't have any ephemera or anything that goes with them. You're going to need plastic bags to put them in. And then for mine, I use these envelopes. And so these are like I think, are they called letter size? Like the long envelopes. And funny thing is I got mine at a garage sale, brand new, sealed for 25 cents. And so there are 50 in each one of these. And I forget how many I find in my garage sales all the time. I don't know, I think because people used to send Christmas letters and not as many people do it. But I swear, I don't know that I've ever paid full price for these. I always find them at garage sales. And there's 50 envelopes in each pack. So each pack would make 100 hot cocoa packs. So obviously, I'm not going to make that many. What I'm going to do is just take out one of each color, and we're going to just go through and make a couple of them together. So you need envelopes. You can use white envelopes from the Dollar Tree. You can use whatever you want. I just get lucky, and I find envelopes. Like I even found these blue ones with snowflakes on them. I don't know. You never know what you're going to need. I didn't buy them and thought of hot cocoa packs the first time I bought them. I just bought them because they were envelopes and they were a quarter. And then I was like, oh, this is perfect. The other thing you're going to need is something to kind of decorate the front with. So I just have a couple little bits there. You can also use stickers. And then the things you want to put inside of your hot cocoa packs. So I'm going to put candy canes, of course, hot cocoa. I have these cute little wooden spoons. You don't have to put a spoon in there. I just think it's cute. I usually buy the ones from Hobby Lobby that have like the red stripes on them, like candy canes, but they're not out at my store yet because the Thanksgiving stuff's still out. And I can't wait because my craft fair is soon. And then I put a chocolate in there. And so I just got these at Walmart. These come in a pack of 5. These come in a bag. You can put whatever in there you want. And so what we're going to do, and you also need wet glue. I use my Sweet Petunia glue press and then art glitter glue. But you are also going to need just an average everyday glue stick is what I use. So what we are going to do is move some of this aside. And I'm going to show you how I make mine. It's so simple and so easy, and you can make them super fast. So what I do is I just take this really old glue stick that's kind of nasty because my kids use it. My son's girlfriend uses it for junk journaling. It's just kind of nasty. And I just am going to open this envelope and just put a little glue here and seal the envelope shut. So I don't want to lick them because I just don't. So I just use a glue stick. I don't use wet glue because I don't want it to bubble up. Not that it would, but I just use a glue stick because it's going to stay shut. Because I'm going to show you, we're going to cover this section on them, so it'll stay shut with just that little glue stick. Then we are going to take our cutter and our trimmer, and we are going to cut each end of this envelope at the 4-inch mark. So you're going to go right here, cut 4 inches, flip it around so the opening is over here, and you're going to cut it 4, and then you have this little extra. You could keep this if you wanted to use it as like a belly band on something, but then we have 2 little pockets, and you see they open up here because they're sealed. They're just 2 little pockets. So again, we'll do it with the red one as well. You're just going to take it, cut it at the 4-inch mark, flip it around, cut it again at 4-inch, and then we have 4 pockets. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to determine how I want to decorate it. And I'm just going to grab a sheet of paper out of here. Again, this is Photo Play Gnome for the Holidays Christmas. I don't even know where I got it from, but it is the only paper or thing I have in this style. I don't have anything else, so I don't really know how. Maybe it was gifted to me. I'm not sure, but it is super cute and will make really cute hot cocoa packs. And then I'm also just going to take one out of this one too, because let me see what kind of ephemera I have. I took the little cut aparts out, so I think I might use one of those. So I'm just going to try and find something that matches. Let's do, sorry, I should have done this before the video, so you didn't have to watch my weird creative process of trying to decide which paper I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use, if it wants to come out, I don't rip it out nice because I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to use that one. Okay, so then for these, again, you can use bigger paper. I just wanted to kind of smash these pads, and any extras that I have, I just save for like candy wrappers, for Hershey Nuggets, or anything like that. So since this is 4 inches by 4 inches, what we're going to want to do is I just go right below the 4-inch mark. So there's just the tiniest border on here. Because I actually like the paper on this because it sturdies it to hold all of those things. Because, you know, an envelope is not super, it's not super sturdy. So again, you're just going to cut it both ways, just under the 4-inch mark. Just maybe like 1/8 inch under. And I'll do it with this one as well. And I did use double-sided paper for this. You do not need double-sided paper. This is a great way to use up your one-sided paper because you're only going to see the one side. So there's really 0 point in using double-sided paper. These were just pads that I wanted to get rid of. So again, that's all we're going to do with the cutter. So when I make these, I tend to kind of mass produce them. You know, I will get all my envelopes ready, cut out all my things, glue them all at the same time. But we are going to, let's see, we're going to use the red envelopes for these two. So then all I do is take my glue, and I just use wet glue, art glitter glue, and I'm just going to glue this right on this envelope. And what I do is I glue it on the side where I sealed down the envelope, because then nobody even knows you used an envelope. It just looks like a pocket, only you didn't have to go through all the work of making a pocket. besides cutting it. So then I'm just going to place it on here, move it where I want it, and press it down. And then we're going to do it again with this one. And again, you can do this super budget friendly. You can go to the Dollar Tree and buy envelopes. You can use things that are in your stash. You also, if you really wanted to, could make pockets yourself. I've done that in the past. This is just a quick and cost-effective way for me to kind of mass produce these, so to speak. And so I like these. A lot of people buy them. They buy them for kids. They buy them for place settings. They buy them to put gift cards in. It's just kind of cute. So now we have these two. So now all I'm going to do is just find something to decorate them with. And I think I'll put a Santa there. And then I have this cut apart. So I think for this cut apart, I am going to round the edges. And I just use this We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. And I just like to round the edges because it kind of gives it a little bit more of a finished look. And then I'm going to throw these little scraps away so they don't stick to my project. And then you can, that's a sticker. So we're just going to peel the back off of it and I'm going to test the stickiness. So all I'm going to do here is just glue. I'm running out of glue. I've been doing so many projects. Like I've already filled my glue like twice in the last week, which is a lot for me. So I'm just going to put that right there. And then for the sticker, these are just from Hobby Lobby. They're just like the kids foam section stickers. I love these. They're great, quick decorating. I just throw that right there in the middle. And these two are all decorated. So then we are just going to start building our hot cocoa packs. So all I do is take my hot cocoa and start putting things in the envelope. So you can kind of pull it up a little bit so people can see what's in there. You can fill them however you wish. And so I just kind of tuck the candy cane right in here alongside this envelope. So then it kind of keeps everything a little snug. And then again, I just put my spoon. If you wanted, you could use a plastic spoon, like a colored plastic spoon. I just don't because hot cocoa's hot and I'm weird about plastic. I don't know. So I just think the wooden spoon's kind of cute. So again, I usually get the ones that are a little more festive, but my craft fair is before Thanksgiving. And the Hobby Lobby by me leaves all the Thanksgiving stuff out before they put out like the Christmas, like paper plates and, you know, the little silverware pockets and things like that. And I really need to get smart and buy them this year for next year. Maybe I'll remember to do that. But I couldn't get them this year yet. So, and my craft fair is coming up in like next weekend. So, again, this one I'm putting this bigger chocolate in for the kids. And then people can have choices. If they don't like crisp chocolate, they can take a little mint one. And then that's it. They are all done. And then I package them in these little bags. And you can get these bags. The most cost-effective way to get them is on Amazon. I bought these in a pinch at Hobby Lobby because I ran out. So you can also get some at Hobby Lobby. But the ones at Hobby Lobby, you only get 25 of them for $2.29 and they don't go on sale. But you can get more if you're going to do this in bulk. You can get more. And these are pretty standard sized bags that people use for cards and things. So I will link all that stuff below. So what I do is I put it in upside down. So everything is up here at the top and it seals at the bottom. So, and then this bag ripped. So that's the other thing about the Hobby Lobby bags. I feel like if you put any sort of pressure on them, they're just made for artwork, I think, because they're in the art section. And even the card ones in the card section, if you put any sort of like pressure, and this is kind of a thick fella, it will kind of tear a little bit. So what I'm going to do is try to rearrange things. There we go. Let's see if I can get this in here. And if you struggle, you can put it in the other way. I just always put them in this way. I don't know. You can do it the other way and it'd probably be a little bit easier. So then you just kind of have to work it gently. So if you're using the Hobby Lobby ones, they don't tear. But you can get clear bags on Amazon that seem to work a little bit better for me. All right. Then you're just going to push it all the way up so we can seal it at the bottom. And I like to tell people when they walk up to my table that they can reopen this and add gift cards if they don't know that, because a lot of people are looking for fun, creative ways to package gift cards instead of just handing somebody a gift card. So I think that's kind of why some of these are more popular, because people like to get kind of creative. They're also super cute little gifts, like if you're gonna add a, like, give somebody a mug, or you just wanted to leave a little something on their desk at work or for teachers. So, and then I buy these sealing bags so they can be opened and resealed. So these are our adorable little hot cocoa packs. It is so easy to make them. And I buy my hot cocoa in like a 30 pack. And I usually make all of it, like all 30 packs. Sometimes I'll get, like this year I have a 2-day craft fair and then a 1-day craft fair. So I usually then get a bunch of envelopes ready and decorated. And if I sell a bunch of them on day 1, then I can make a bunch more. Or if I sell a bunch of them at my first craft fair and I don't have enough for like my second craft fair, I'll have all these decorated and ready to go, but not filled. So that's another thing you can do to make sure you don't run out. But that is my tutorial today. Such a fun little gift. And based on the price of what I paid for everything, I usually do $3, $4. I kind of see how I'm feeling. Sometimes I do the $3. Sometimes I've done the $4, depending on how much I paid for the chocolate. It's totally up to you on how much money you put into it, and kind of get a feel for the pricing at the craft fair that you're at. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching another fun tutorial. I appreciate it so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.